Hi everyone, Christian Butzek, downtown Vancouver Realtor. Thanks very much for tuning in. Coping with COVID-19, the coronavirus. What do we do? What's the impact on the real estate market? Well, let's tackle the second question there first. I think the honest answer is right now, it's too early to tell. We don't know what the impact is going to be on prices for the next while. We will see sort of over a 3, 6, 9 month period, especially if there are no sales. From what I see, obviously sales have dropped off. If you look at the second half of March versus the first half of March, sales have dramatically come down. Of course, the government declared a state of emergency, and so there's just going to be less people out there, right? Sellers don't want to let buyers into their home because they don't know where they've been. Have they been on a plane? Have they been in a foreign country? And a lot of buyers legitimately are concerned about going out. This has slowed things down. Very important to remember there's a distinction. It's two different things when we talk about sales slowing down and talk about prices. Prices are basically where they were last month. No difference. However, as we go forward, the months ahead, if we don't turn this economic engine back on, if we don't flip the switch, we could see prices come down, especially if sellers are hard pressed. They have to get their property sold because they've got to take a job in another part of the country and be there at the end of the month. They are under more pressure to get a sale. And if there's less buyers out there, certainly some of those buyers may get lucky and they might get a 5% discount. They may save $25,000 on that condo purchase in April, in May, versus what it would have cost them in February, right? So we're gonna see how this plays out, hopefully with the support of all Vancouverites, with all British Columbians. If we continue to self-isolate, this thing will go away. So let's keep doing that. I want to take a few moments now to talk about 3 practical things you can do. And the first one is, if you are experiencing financial hardship, you've lost your job, or you just can't work anymore for 2 or more weeks, you can apply to the government. There's other qualifying criteria. For example, you had to make $5,000 last year. You can apply to the government. You can get $2,000 a month for 4 months. That's $2,000 a month for 4 months from the federal government. So jump on their website and take a look. As a tenant, if you're having trouble paying your mortgage, the BC government is offering you a rental subsidy, $500 a month. Now that goes directly to your landlord, but at least during this state of emergency, that's another tool for you to access. And for landlords and owners, you may be in a position of hardship too, right? For us, it's not always easy. I'm a realtor. My business is affected, obviously, probably by 90%. Thankfully, we've put away some savings, so we'll probably make it through this, but not everybody has. And if you run a small business, especially if you're self-employed, you will have some other options. You may not be able to pay your mortgage, and you do have a 6 month deferral. A lot of lenders, the big banks, chartered banks, are offering this. Talk to your bank, talk to your mortgage broker, see if you can get that 6 month deferral if you need it. Remember, your interest on that loan is still accruing over that time, so you still have to pay that back, but at least it gives you a breather, okay? So those are the 3 practical points I wanted to mention. That was, again, $2,000 a month for 4 months from the federal government, $500 rental subsidy for tenants, and 6 month deferral for owners of property. Now, the second part of this video, I want to take a few moments. I know that in the midst of this coronavirus, people get emotional. If you're cooped up inside, you can get cabin fever, and it's just you don't know what to do. And worst of all, if you are worried about your job, it's not a fun time. But I do believe that we can make these times work for us. And I'll just share with you what I'm doing. one of the first things I'm doing is I'm taking this time to invest a little bit more in my learning. So I'm reading an hour and a half, 2 hours every day, minimum right now. I suggest you do the same thing. Pick up a book. You don't even have to go outside. You can order something on Amazon, and you can spend some time reading. Read a good novel, maybe read a finance book, something about saving money. This can be a great time to invest in your self-education. Take some time to go outside. Go for a walk, go for a jog. If you don't want to be around people, remember, the idea is to keep a 2-meter distance from people. It doesn't mean that you have to stay in your home and you can't go out for 2 weeks. It means that you just have to stay separate from others by 2 meters. So you can still go for walks around Stanley Park, go for a jog on the Spanish Banks, whatever in your park, okay? A few other things you can do: spend time with the family. This might be a time where you might get out, you cook a little dinner together. A few people I've been talking to, they say they've been eating better, they're feeling better. I know that's my case too. Cook some meals with your wife. Watch an episode of Friends on Netflix. It's a time to bond a little bit. So, hopefully that's something you can do. And then the last thing that I've been doing anyway, is just spending more, as I said, more time with my wife, but also offering a helping hand to others. So if you know senior citizens, so we've got some really good friends, we know they're older, they can't carry heavy items, or maybe you've got extra masks at home. Well, just drive over and drop it off at their front doorstep and leave some masks for people who don't have those. So lots of things that you can do to help out others. I've found especially you can call a friend. I've called friends or people in my sphere of influence, and I'll tell you, we've had conversations for 45 minutes. People are alone. They want human connection. So give them a call. They will be so happy to hear from you. So that was all I wanted to share with you. Maybe the last suggestion I might make is I was in Los Angeles in early February. I had the real honor to hear a talk by Charlie Munger. If you don't know who Charlie Munger is, he is the business partner to Warren Buffett, third richest man on the planet. These guys are incredible. Charlie is at the front of the stage. He's talking 2 hours, 96 years old. This guy has been alive for a century. He's seen it all. He's experienced it all. And one of the things he kept coming back to in his talk was, in times of crisis or when everybody's losing their head, if you can just keep your wits about you, if you could stay calm and be rational, if you do that in life, you will make great decisions. And I think that's something we really have to apply in these times when we have trouble in our business or trouble in our work. This might be the time to do some self-reflection and think about how we might improve that. So that's my suggestion. I wanted to share that with you, is take some time to self-reflect on business and where you're going, and I hope that helps. So thanks very much for watching. You can leave your comments below, and we'll see you next time.